welcome to the World Beach Ultimate Championship Sunday. A full slate of finals today on the sand in Huntington Beach, California. The mist is here, but all eyes are on the sand as we see the final matchup in the mixed division between France and Spain. It is a very exciting morning. We've seen upsets. I am Katie Killebrew, joined here by Chris Mazer to bring you the final action. Chris, we've seen some excellent things, but I don't think the semi-final between France and USA has been able to be topped at this tournament.
I have chills just you referencing this game. It's one of the most special games of Ultimate we've ever got to witness, and the fact that we have it on film and we got to be there in person was unreal.
Yeah, how we got there. France losing 2 games in pool play to the United States and Germany, but punching their ticket into finals. Spain, on the other hand, has been absolutely perfect in this tournament, not dropping a game. These two teams have known each other really well, so we're going to be able to see how they manage knowing each other in this final. But in that semifinal, it was almost perfect.
It was almost perfect, Katie. We're going to show some of these plays, and you're going to notice there was only 3 turnovers total in the entire game. 2 by the U.S., 1 by France. Massive layout attempts all over the field. Just incredible effort from both sides. And it really came down to a single mistake by the Americans that the French were able to capitalize on.
Yeah, going the other direction. A missed throw, absolutely dug out of the sand, to jubilation by the French and devastation for the Americans. It's just hard to highlight how good the full team effort was, but on the shoulders of Bonnet was France.
Elliot Bonnet basically said to the rest of the world, "Here I am." And he did it with humility, and he did it for his team. We talked to him after the game, and he said, yes, my role on the team is to score goals, but my teammates put me in those positions, and they make space for each other in such an efficient way that I can do it easily without having to do too much. And he showed us just how calm, cool, collected he can be with the disc in his hands, as well as being powerful cutting downfield wide open.
Yeah. Spain, on the other hand, leaned into more of their players, maybe none more so than Andrea Carretera Ulloa, known as Druki, right? She was telling us a little bit about the competitiveness she brings to this tournament.
Yeah, and the coaching staff pregame today, they're talking about how fun it is to have Druki around, because every time they play anyone, she's asking for who is the best player on the other side of the field. That's the only person I want to be guarding. That's the only person that I want to compete against. I want to be the very best someday, and so I want to play against the very best today.
Yeah, slotting into that back and forth style, really being an outlet for Spain and this Spanish side that has been surging since decisions were made after the 2017 championships, where Spain decided to focus on beach. So it's years of effort by the Spanish side to put them in this gold medal match, as we see that several gold medals are going to be given out today. We're going to see more rounds later, but this in the mixed division is the matchup. You will see more action coming up soon at World Beach Ultimate Championships. above the field, the marine layer shrouding a little bit the view of our field as other teams trickle in to watch this very exciting finals matchup in the mixed division. It is France versus Spain. We are about to get underway. Chris, what are some things you're looking to see in the game's opening moments?
Well, in the opening moments, I'm expecting that there could be a little bit of jitters and we'll see maybe one mistake. But as soon as those jitters settle down, these are two units who are committed to never turning the disc over. They care so much about possession-oriented offense. And so when we were talking to both these coaching staffs before the game, they were saying it's going to be hard to get the disc from the other side. Spain's going to have lots of little passes, back and forth, creating triangles, trying to attack the break side. France, they're going to give different offensive look after different offensive look, trying to hide what they want to be doing, but they are going to play a little bit more of a vertical game.
Yep, Mate, son of the coach for France, giving the first pull. Spain starting on offense. Cobos up to Navasa. Gonzalez floating in space on the end zone line. Perez to Oscar Gonzalez Betancourt, and the first clean, quick hold for Spain.
Yeah, we heard pregame that Oscar is impossible to stop on the beach. What Oscar wants to do is what he's going to do. He imposes his will on the field, and you can see he was just shot out of his heels here. As soon as he gets the disc downfield to Perez, he is off to the races. Defender didn't have a chance.
Yeah, and that has been the story of the tournament. Anytime he's playing, it's really about limiting his movement, and that's one of the exciting things about Osquita, as his teammates call him.
Osquita has been the statistic leader for this team, certainly, but he's also fitting into the system of this team incredibly well. He's the engine that gets everyone going, directs traffic incredibly well, and when they need a play, a big play, he's the one that they do turn to.
And this defensive possession for Spain is about to start off. And the first offensive possession for France. Lachi with the disc, up to Bonnet, streaking deep, hooking a little bit, floating in the air. D by Jose Gabaldoni over the play, and immediately the other direction, not waiting an instant. Big D there for France's Perrine Berthoudot, using her height. You said you expected a couple of nerves early in this game. That's one turnover apiece, more than we saw. Both of these teams knowing each other extremely well. Bonnet reeling it in. Sokolski with the disc. Berthoudot. On the other side is Bonnet. Much smoother looking offense, and a misthrow.
Yeah, this is a weird little choice, and it was just like, you know, they saw different spaces being open here.
No, nothing around the receiver for Spain. 1, 2, trying to jump in the end zone. Druki with the disc. And is Marta Ortiz with the score for Spain, punching France in the teeth immediately with a break.
Wow, I was expecting there might be some jitters right away, but I didn't know it was going to be this much. This first one you could see as soon as Bonnet this leaves his hands on his head, he's distraught because he knew he had watched Sokolski so open going away. Now, his teammate comes up, steps up for him to get the disc back, but after what seemed like they had fully settled down, it was going to be an easy clap catch goal. slight miscommunication on what space they were attacking. And look, this is the first time we've seen this out of Bonnet this tournament. He looks gassed.
I don't know that he looks gassed so much as nervous. Talking to the French coaches before the game, Cedric was saying that he felt nervous. And I think that there's nothing like a little bit of internet hype on the ultimate Twitter, on the internet, that might get to you, especially if you're a very young player. Bonnet only being 20.
Something that stuck with me for a very long time is that if you don't have a little bit of nerves, it's not worth it. And so it's good to have that little bit of nerves. It's about channeling that feeling and stepping up to the moment. You know what? 1-2 mistakes, no problem. French team, settle on in, support each other, love each other. That's what matters most here.
Nas putting the disc up. Mate. Maybe taking a page out of Spain's book, trying to go fast and just rushing the moment. Spain calm and collected, putting the field out to who other but Druki Carretero with the one throw score. 1-2 breaks in a row for Spain.
Gorgeous throw by Ramos, just out into space, a trust pass. Druki's not even open when she goes to throw this pass, right? She just knows that Druki's gonna win the open side, and a perfect angle to keep it in bounds where the defender has no chance to make a play. 3 in a row for Spain. My goodness, Kitty.
Yeah, teams are taking a timeout, but it's worth mentioning that the women, the female matching players on Spain, have been dominant in this mixed division throughout this tournament, really leaning into the full depth of players. You can see Carretero there, maybe looking a little bit gassed, but having made a huge impact in the beginning of this game, and it's a really full team effort. It cannot be understated, the impact of these female matching players for Spain.
For the last few years, we've been looking at the Colombian women as kind of the benchmark, right, around the world, because they came out on fire years ago and they've just been crushing the competition. It was this group of Spanish women who actually shut down all of those Colombian women earlier this week so they could get this easy path to the gold medal game.
Yep. Bonnet on the sideline, looking upfield, long going up. Mbe Vogel. Experience all the way to the end zone. Clap catch, starting in the handler space, fielding the pull, and then full sprinting down the field, leaning into that experience after some nervy moments. You were talking with Nas before this game, Chris.
Yes, I was. And he was saying that they have a lot of different looks that they're going to show Spain from an offensive perspective. They like to play a vertical style of offense, and I was worried after the first turnover that they were going to kind of get baited into playing more of a Spanish style of offense, and they were bouncing it a little bit more than they're used to. Great to see they went back to their original O-line here, and they went back to the stuff that has been working for them all tournament. Don't go away just because you made one mistake. It's okay. Settle in. Get to your bread and butter. Beautiful touch from Bonnet.
France back on defense. Pole sailing, lots of time underneath it. Defense is in position. Spain centering. Pass the laying out defender. Gonzalez with the disc. Back to Perez. Moving quickly around the field. Navasa. France talked about wanting to slow momentum, a little bit more hesitation, slowing the Spanish movement. Cobos with the disc, out to Navasa.
Normally, I would say I'd feel nervous when a team is making this many passes and not really getting anywhere, but this is the Spanish happy place, right? This is where Spain wants to be, changing the angle attack over and over and over again to tire out the defense.
Cheeky inside throw. Finally making inroads, gaining yards, putting it out to space. Navasa turning, leaping. And the long throw after so many short ones, letting Spain down. You said going to bread and butter. Visionary throw, but maybe not enough communication thrown there behind Navasa.
Yeah, Oskita really wanted to put this one out of bounds to let it bend back
Dimne
in.
unleashes Mate in pursuit, bidding. France going the distance in 2 throws that Spain went in almost 20.
Yeah, we saw earlier this week that Mate actually, makes his money in the backfield, I think. He's thrown a lot of really great hucks. This time he went the other direction to cut deep, maybe trying to catch the Spanish team off guard here, or maybe he's just trying to tire out Oskita by making him run a whole bunch.
Tiring out an O-line is certainly an effective strategy. We'll see if France can make Spain tired. Gonzalez to Navasa. Back to the middle. Gonzalez. And Navasa playing catch. Mate over the shoulder. Oskita alone in space, floating. That upfield moment, Mate could not keep up after the bid. Oskita takes advantage and punches in another one for Spain, up 4-1 over France.
Sometimes you see athletes dig deep, and this is one of those moments here. Bentecourt, wow, did he dig deep for this one. You could see that he's feeling it, right? His lungs are cooking right now, but it doesn't matter because his team's in the finals, and he's gonna give everything he possibly can to push down to the end zone. This is just pure heart.
And I think after a tournament of this length, playing so many games over the last 4 days, this is the 5th day of competition. It really comes down to who wants it more. And Gonzalez there really wanted that point, really digging, full effort, getting some well-needed hydration afterwards, getting his defensive squad back on the field. France fielding the pull, up to Lachi. Instrumental, out to Bonnet. Lachi, one of the more experienced women on this French side. Handling for them. Floating out. Bourneau and Lachi. Bonnet. Sharp cut puts the reset in place. Through the middle, it's Lachi to Bonnet for a clean French hold that they needed, building confidence back into this game after they were punched 3-0 at the beginning. It is now 4-2.
Lots and lots of effort from both.
Bonnet on the sideline for this point. France on defense, trying to stop Spain. They tired them out the previous point, giving multiple terms. Spain still prevailing. This time Perez with the disc. Upfield, looking to unleash, holstering. Great faking there. Navasa moving the disc all the way across the field now. Navasa has two sisters, one who played for the women's team here on the sideline and one, Carol, who is at home, not being able to participate in this tournament. Kobo all the way across the field to Perez. They'd been going sideline, 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 and then switching the field for the score and the Spanish hold.
When we talk about the idea of cutting for your teammates, not for the disc, this is the prime example of this. Power cut out of power cut coming from Spain, backfield, driving up line to the open side, and what it does is it puts all of this pressure on the defense to take away the up line here, and as a result, easy around throw after a nice little fake, and it's wide open to the break side, right? It's so hard to guard both sides of the field, and if your teammates are gonna cut that hard for you, you're gonna get an easy goal.
Perez, one of the other stats leader for the dominant female matching players on Spain, really making an impact, especially in the deep space. 1 goal and 1 assist in this game, but I don't think that that's the only goals we'll see from Aina Perez.
5-2. France's O-line has showed us a couple different looks. Let's see what they go with now. It's their first look at running what seems to be a vertical stack, maybe a flood play. Ah, yes, a zipper down the middle.
Podsokolski shooting deep for who else but Bonnet, making a cut. The play, the pull play working for France, giving them an easy, low throwing score.
This is one of their bread and butter plays that Nas was telling me about pregame. He doesn't want to use this every time. It seems like it's going to work every time they run it, but it's a vertical stack split out of the front. They hit the last person in the stack coming under, and Bonnet, who starts at the front of the stack, he makes a little peel cut to run down the open side and then a huck out into space. This is just a beautiful see. They're never even looking to throw it to Bonnet there. That's purely a decoy so that he can then go away, has the defender on his back, and has to go up to make a play. I mean, look, credit here. What really nice attempts, right? We almost had a block here.
Yeah, Santi Ramos taking that matchup. We were talking to coaches beforehand about who was going to get the Bonnet matchup. They hadn't really decided, but said that Santi was a player who could definitely make an impact on this game and maybe force Bonnet to do something he doesn't want to do, a role he's not comfortable playing. Perez with the disc for Spain. Cobos. Osquita gets free deep. Not looking. Navasa taking it back to Perez. Cobos. Throws maybe not executed perfectly, but still being completed. Navasa up and over the top. Osquita tries to toe the line, but out of bounds. French defensive pressure ramping up and forcing Spain into a place they didn't want to go. Out of bounds.
Fantastic pressure by Stanganek here. Puts on the afterburners to go up high and early to force Osquita to think that he's got to go toe the line.
High backhand out to Blanc. Rouillard with the disc, who caught the game-winning goal in the semifinal. This defensive line, their offense is what kept them there. Can it be Rouillard again? It is! A break for France.
Wonderful composure from Stanganek, who lets the play develop all the way through. He doesn't get itchy when he sees Riyad being open on step one. He waits and sets up the backhand so that it's an uncontested goal.
I love this shot from France, celebrating as they take a knee near the end zone so that only the players who are going to play the point stand up. But it was really this movement that we saw here. You said Steinberg, and we see that handler going up line, and we're going to see Rouillard come back into frame here for that score, starting behind the disc and going all the way to the end zone line.
This is actually a force flick back to the middle of the field. But Stankovic sees that this is a wide open cut, and you could see he's kind of like playing dumb, like I'm not looking down the line to throw a backhand as long as possible, so that the moment he did want to throw it, he could step all the way out and have it be a free one. Wonderfully done.
Yeah, Stankovic with the subterfuge to get the open throw to the end zone. A France break, bringing them back within one. Still down a break in this game, though. Spain starting on offense and then rattling off two quickly at the beginning of this game. A slightly different line for Spain. They know how to lean into their depth, and that one was just leaned back a little bit behind Druki. France again with the option up immediately. Dimne in pursuit all the way to the end zone, but it is the defensive pressure by Spain that denies him the score. Impacting the sand hard there was Oscar Delgado, Flaky as he is known, one of the big defenders for Spain, peeling off in pursuit and making sure that Dimne could not make that catch, taking an injury after that impact, saving this possession for Spain.
This is a huge, huge bid by Flaky. This is so important for Spain after a little bit of a miscue there to not give up 3 in a row, because this is the DNA of the French's defensive line. When they get a turn, they want to huck it on 1 or 2 passes, right? So Spain knows this. They're ready for it, and they've got to make sure to give all the effort that they can to make that as hard as possible to complete.
Yeah, and who comes in for Oscar Delgado but Oscar Gonzalez Betancourt. One Oscar for another. Spain back in possession. Gabaldoni going back to pick up, wanting to keep this clean and keep their advantage in their own end zone line. Back to Gabaldoni. Gabaldoni getting it every other for Spain. Upfield. Yaisa Ramos to Druki, to Gonzalez. Back. And it's Gabaldoni in the end zone from Marta Ortiz for the Spanish score, continuing to lead in this game, putting them within 1 point of half.
The downfield matchups were a thing to witness here. Bourneau crosses over to play defense. The World Games superstar takes on Druki, and then, wow, the team just incredible.
Yeah, looking at this is the historic winners. This is Germany over Canada in the 2015 final, and in 2017 in Rouen, France, it was the USA and the win over Canada. Neither of those teams are going to be a champion today, and none of the third place teams will be the same either, with France and Spain changing the landscape of mixed ultimate on the beach. We're seeing Gabaldoni back on the field for Spain, usually part of this defensive squad. Flaky back on the field after that layout. And defensive effort, which they're going to need again.
The coaching staff told us that from a strategic standpoint, their D-line wants to take the French players and make them do the thing they want to do the least. So if someone is mostly a handler, they really want to push them downfield. And if they're a cutter, they really want to push them under and force them to become a thrower. Let's see if they start to ratchet up that style of defense right here.
Płatczykulski gets the disc up. Mbevogel going deep from the handler space again. Can he reel it in? Yes, he can. He is the real deal, folks. End zone to end zone work from Mbevogel to give the 2-throw score for France.
Vogel told me that Sasha's good for an in-cut any day of the week. He's always open under. Trust throw to get the offense started here. Sasha wins this under, and then out into space. Beautiful touch on this backhand. Does it go too far? Right at the back of the end zone.
It almost looked like Gabaldoni anticipated that Mbebogo was going to use the Spanish style of faking deep and coming back for those close ones, not really believing that he was going to go from the back of one end zone all the way to back of the other one, even though we've seen him do it twice in this game. It's that kind of maybe learning your opponent a little bit faster that Spain's going to have to do, because otherwise I'm just anticipating Mbebogo running that offensive play again and again. If it works, don't break it.
Absolutely, and you know what? You might think that this point's for half, right? Spain scores this one, they take half. You might think that normally you would see this defensive line get loaded up with some of their superstars, but they're sticking with their standard D-line here. They're trusting some of these youngsters to go make a play. Mate and Blanc.
Spain, a little bit more spread out. Out to Gonzalez. Cobos, chunking upfield, going deep, and plucked out of the sky by France. Stanguinek already deeper. A switch by the Spanish players stops his deep momentum. Mate with the disc.
Great patience from Mate. Easily could have taken a shot to Blanc early in this possession, but decides this is far too important. They need to grind to get one for a break this time.
Their focus on possession served them well against the Americans. Will it bring them back after being down against the Spanish? Rouillard with the disc. Purposeful movement from the French. One at a time in isolation. It's Stanguinek from absolute standstill to sprint was the quick strike from France, bringing it back to tied sixes and bookends for Stanguinek.
Put your hands on your head, big fella. You just got a block on one of the world's best cutters, and then you took him to school on the other side, cutting all over the place, making space, throwing this unreal lefty backhand down the break side to open things up, doing it all, and then turns on the jets. As you said, Katie, this was from 0 to 60 just like that. By the second step, there was no chance. What a goal from the French defense.
The momentums have shifted. We're by the beach, maybe the tides are turning. There was a lot of momentum from Spain right in the beginning, but France, using their youth, using their depth, bringing them back. It is all tied up. This is exactly what you want to see in a final. 6-6. Next point takes it to half. Time dwindling down. It is an important moment in this game.
It is, Katie, and we're back on serve here, right? So whether France can pull off a break here to take half or not, I mean, that would be really, really big. They are going to receive the next possession either way.
Bonnet pulls. Been a little bit quieter this game and then his previous games, but his teammates did not take notice of that at all. Great defensive work. We're seeing Stanguinek on the mark for France. Big throw going up for Spain, and that mark made Druki unavailable, giving France back the disc and a chance to break again.
Yeah, and it's the world game star on Druki again, taking away the under, understanding what the Spanish team wants to do. She knows that they are not really going to huck it too often, so she can take away the under this whole time and committed to it.
Blanc, 17 years old on the sideline. Bonnet. Blanc catches it past the bidding, Navassa. Liron to Bonnet. Tension is rising on the sideline as the stall count goes up. It's out to space, and it's Stanguinek again, 2 in a row. Break and break again for France to take them up 7-6 into half. Jubilation from the French flag deciding to run across the field. It is absolutely electric in this stadium at the moment.
Patient work on the turn. Goes out to the open side. Leon had a couple of options that he chose. You know what? We're going to get an easier one than this. They're committed to something much easier, and it's not going to connect again from the front of the stack. Just winning the one-on-one matchup, pushing straight to the cone. What a break. 3 in a row. Stay with us. We'll be back for second half action from the gold medal match.
Welcome back to our coverage of the gold medal match in the mixed division at World Beach Ultimate Championships. It is absolutely fiery here on the sand. France making a momentous comeback, 2 breaks in a row to bring them up 7-6. If you are joining us where it is nighttime, where both of these teams reside in Europe, welcome. We'd love to have you on our coverage. But today, I am Katie Killebrew and Chris Mazer, and we are absolutely treated to a final between 2 teams that know each other so well.
Incredibly well. They spent time together before this tournament with the German team as well to prepare, doing some training together so that they could really bring everything they could to, quite frankly, try to take down the Americans. And they've done that. So now, in an all-European final, we're treated to a heart battle. That's what it feels like right now. Way more turnovers than we were expecting in the first half. The Spanish team didn't think they were going to get a single turnover in the first half at all, and they were going to wrap up some kind of different defensive pressure in the second half. This is a totally different script than what they were expecting. So now, Katie, what are we going to see?
I think you said it's a heart battle, and you can see those are the bronze medal winning Spanish women's team here in support of their friends on the mixed team, as these 2 teams really seem to have figured each other out. We talked a little bit with coaches about how they were going to play the first half, see what happened, take advantage of any mistakes, and then maybe if they could change up tactics, spring a trap in the second half. You can see there that is Coach Nikki talking and calling the line. A native of living in Valencia now, coach of the club teams there, where these teams all met to hash it out together. So I think it's that kind of experience that they're going to have to lean into. But really, heart.
Heart, for sure, heart. Because you know what, Katie? There's going to be a mistake in this second half. I guarantee it. Someone on one of these teams is going to make a mistake, and it's up to their teammates to pick them up, to keep fighting for each other and work through those mistakes so that they can come out on top. France receiving here after breaking twice in a row to take half.
Yeah, this game is a little bit different than we've seen the rest of the tournament. This featured a 2-minute halftime break. And I think that extra reset is going to serve these teams well. Spain in pursuit, tightly defending the French players. Płatzakolski out to Bonnet on the sideline. Centering immediately. Lachi. Bonnet towing the line. Floating it back, much faster movement for the French. Bonneau. Upfield, Płatzakolski. Inside slicing to Bonnet for the score. France on top.
Clear commitment from this French team to grind the unders for a point, right? They ran the same zipper play that they had been using as a huck play off the start, but instead they said, we're gonna take nothing but the unders over and over and over again. When you're playing this vertical style of offense where you're really trying to attack with these longer passes, the thing that opens up your offense is the ability to go horizontally from sideline to sideline. They didn't get stuck on that far trap side for too long early in the possession, and it allowed for all of their players to get open, attacking the break side, scoring in the red zone, and after that first turnover, Benet's been brilliant.
Absolutely, really settling into this game. That was 14 passes for the French side, more than they've had to use on any other of their offensive possessions, and that was clean from them. So really able to be making those adjustments like you were talking about, Chris, and France has scored 4 in a row. They were down 6-4 earlier in this game, now up 8-6. Spain going to have to use some heart to get that, and Navasa's heart was there, but her fingertips were not beyond the Spanish player, giving France a short field. Rollet, Dimne, Bertrand, and a break, another break for France. They are on the break train, and they are not looking to get off anytime soon.
Taking a page out of Spain's end zone book. This is an inside throw to Dimne, who has the momentum towards the break side to throw the around backhand. Sorry, it was an around backhand to another around backhand, attacking that space and throwing early. Just beautiful touch from both players. Oh, so nice.
Yeah, one of the underrated players for France has been Juliette Bertrand, having scored layout goals, breaks, really has a nose for the end zone for that defensive line, putting herself in position. We're getting a timeout call after halftime for Spain, needing an emotional reset. However, France is all excitement. They are on fire, scoring five in a row. Majority of their points were the last 5. They were down 6-4, now up 9-6. Just under 12 minutes to play in this final, a gold medal game.
Did you see what Mbe Vogel was doing in that huddle? His hand motion. He created this bracket with his hands at eye level. That's telling his teammates to stay right here. Don't blow through the ceiling emotionally. Stay with me right here in this vision, in this moment, because it's our focus here. Not taking an emotional roller coaster just because we got a bunch of breaks. The next one's just as important as the last one. Stay here with me. I love that message from the veteran, taking care of all the youngsters on this team. Beautifully done.
And for all of you on the stream, we're excited to have you here with us for this gold medal match. You can see more spectators coming in every moment. The atmosphere in this stadium and Huntington Beach is absolutely electric. However, Spain looks a little bit like someone pulled the plug on them. Their energy dipping. We'll see if they can make a bounce back in their high energy, high octane play that we've seen from them all tournament long, not dropping a game until we get here, the final. Can they make a stand? Gabaldoni with the disc. Carretero. Osquita. Upfield. Moving back across the field, Kobo, some double cutting, but they don't seem to care. Just finding the next open player. Druki upfield. Looking to Oscar Gonzalez. Floating to Gabaldoni. No reset. Well defended by France, but Spain makes a clean hold, bringing them back within 2. They were leading at the beginning, and they are not done yet.
We are back to what they want to accomplish on offense. What they love to do, Katie, is they want to throw the disc as early in the stall count as possible, because what they believe is those first couple seconds is when you have the biggest advantage against the defense. If you let the defense set, they get more of an advantage. So they want to throw this quick and early in the stall count and just change the angle of attack as many times as possible over the course of a point. That adds up, that pressure from the offense adds up, and then all of a sudden you start to see the defense scramble a little bit, and hey, this might have been a little bit of a release valve, high release backhand here, but the rest of the offense is exactly what they want to be doing. That's what we wanted to see from the Spain team, and I think that put them on the right path to get back in this game.
Sometimes timeouts work to your advantage. Mbebogo calling one in the semifinal against the USA before Spain made their break. Big pull, floating, sticking in the sand, maybe not as deep as they had wanted to. Mbebogo picking up, Bonet going deep immediately. Lachi kneeling. Bono. It's a very similar French offensive line. As we see Płacikowski hit Bonet. Bonet back to Mbebogo. Nas faking, looking deep, shoots a blading flick, and it's Bonet over Gabaldoni, stabbing into the air, respecting the body of the other player as they embrace after the epic high grab for France.
The young superstar does it again. Nas definitely wants this throwback. It was a trust pass out of his hand, and it wasn't the best one he's thrown this week for sure. But he went and called number 11's name because, my goodness, Bonet is putting on an absolute superstar performance this week, Katie, and has shown up on Championship Sunday yet again. There's nothing that Gabaldoni could do here, it seems like. He's got perfect position. He jumps first. He's doing everything possible, and still Bonet goes over top of him. And Gabaldoni just smiles at him at the end. Hey man, thanks for putting me on a poster, I guess. Like, what a catch.
Yes, these players know each other very well, having played against each other in preparation for this tournament. France traveling to Valencia in Spain to work on, and you can see Mbebogo here talking with that offensive line about that point, what they're going to do better, because this game is not over. Game to 13. France is currently up 10-7.
It certainly isn't over, Katie, and I really loved the pressure from the defense that time, right? They really made it tough all over the field. They were switching a bunch more. I like them giving a little bit of a different look that time.
Kobos brings the disc in, floating it up. Navasa on this sideline. Back to Kobos. Players trying to find space upfield, and it's finally Navasa who gets free. Oskita making a cut. High stall. Up, blade, and it's Oskita after the chaos. Navasa to Oscar Gonzalez. Clean Spanish hold with fraught moments for the goal.
Gosh, I love Navasa's game. The way that she sees the field is truly special. Her release points are varied. Her command of the disc is awesome. And even in a high stall pressure situation like this, she finds an easy goal for her team. Really just a calming presence whenever she has the disc in her hands. This was a must hold, right? A must hold. Every single point here is a must hold for Spain. Now, what kind of pressure can their D-line come up with? Whatever tricks they had been holding on to in the first half, now's the time to see them.
Yeah, you have to empty the basket, empty all of the preparation, because you've been working for months or years for this moment, for this game to be here. There's no games tomorrow. You have nothing to save it for. So these players should be giving their entire selves to these moments on the sand, as we have just under 5 minutes until we hit that cap. France up 10-8. They went down 0-3 at the beginning of the game and have clawed their way back with a 5-point run through halftime to get them into this position. Can they hold it, or will Spain make a comeback? A scuba over the top to Borneau. Looking deep, but choosing to hit Lachi instead. Nas floats into space. Druki in pursuit of Druki with the D. She chooses those matchups, and that is why. Too far for Spain. 2 passes after that layout, and France is back in possession. Lachi hitting Bonnet, dishing to Mbe Vogel, who pops it up, and a jump in for France. Spain had a chance and they let it slip through their fingers, not able to concentrate to really hit to the gut as they usually do, and a gut punch is what they receive instead.
This looked like the block of the game, and it looked like it was the opportunity for Spain to be back in it. Side-by-side layouts and a catch block. The sidelines are going absolutely insane, and just off the fingertips.
What we saw in the semifinal, one mistake in and out of the hands of a player can be the difference in a game. Spain down 3. Their offense, as you said, Chris, is must score at this point in the tournament. Mate with the pull. Finally coming in, sitting for a long time, letting the defense set. Cobos to Navasa. Oscar Gonzalez. Marta Ortiz, upfield to Cobos. Using that sideline. Still on the sideline, Navasa provides yet another reset, playing that role for her team. The outlet pass, now off the line from Ortiz. Back to Navasa, upfield, trying to find movement. Pablo Dorta. Oscar Gonzalez, looking, pivoting so far. Past a bidding defender. Spain goes to the other sideline, and it's Dorta for the score. The hairs on my arms rose as I saw that defensive play go up, because it was within a hair's breadth of the disc, but Spain swinging across the field for their hold.
Riyad teed this one up beautifully. You could see it developing through the pivot. Full extension, gets a big paw on it, and Cobos, who has been absolutely brilliant in this game, he must have, I don't know, 50 touches in a short beach game. It's unreal. No turnovers and not a lot of stats. Like he's got 1 assist, no goals, but he is the hub handler for this team, the one reset that they are relying on to move the disc laterally all over the field. Great hands, presence of mind, and the finish from their team. One sideline to the other. Oh, Katie.
They said they wanted to attack the break side, and they narrowly escaped that, but they did attack it indeed. And this defensive possession for Spain, we've seen some of these players make great plays in this game. The pull is going to be made by Santi. Rolling, pinning France in their own end zone, on the line. Lachi almost running out of real estate out the back.
Great switch downfield by the defenders to deny what would have been an easy downfield reset.
Płatzakolski finding Bonnet upfield. Bourneau out in space, pursued by Druki, but it's Bourneau. Not in, and the flick to Płatzakolski for the score. Druki couldn't make up space there, putting France up. And that is the game. Cap had gone on. France wins in epic fashion. Spain, heartbreak on the other side. The Cinderella story of the tournament is France. And the support from home. You can see the other French players from the sideline, from other divisions, running up and celebrating with them. A truly special moment. Many of these players playing together, learning to play on the beach on RKO. The club in France, they said that returning to the beach for this international tournament was almost like coming home to play on beach. Spain have worked so hard to build this program, making an excellent showing in this final, but they weren't clean enough against France. And that string of breaks in the middle of the game was the absolute story of this game for me, because the storming back, the confidence, the defensive pressure that France was able to supply was absolutely huge.
So few turnovers in the second half. We got that very clean French offense that we were expecting in the beginning of this game. They put their foot down after that break run and they said, this is ours for the taking now. A couple goal lead for a team that is that stingy with the disc. It's tough to beat. And for the first time, we see the ever stoic Elliot Bonnet in tears in the middle of the field. Disbelief that the Cinderella story has come true. What an incredible tournament for this young man and for this French team. With all of this youth, this is maybe the start of what could be a very long run of French finals in the coming years.
We hope to see that, but on the sideline, we're going to be able to talk with some of the Spain players who their teammates in the middle are sharing a moment. Patri Navasa on the sideline with Goicolea are going to join us. And I think one of the questions I would want to ask you, we are going to instead take a quick break before we bring final moments in this final game.
Oh, he's getting the crowd going. Middle of the field, Sean McDougal says, give me that.
What a play there from the Atlanta Hustle as they go up one.
What a moment here in Minnesota.
Welcome back to World Beach Ultimate Championships. Spain It is Patri Navasa on the sideline, one of the cogs in the offense. Tell us how you're feeling having made it after so many years of effort into this final game.
¿Cómo te sientes después de tantos años de esfuerzo de haber llegado a esta final? Bueno, me gustaría decir que estoy contenta, que estoy feliz de haber jugado la final, porque es verdad que es un éxito, solo llegar a la final es un éxito. En estos momentos me siento un poco triste porque evidentemente cuando vienes hasta aquí quieres la medalla de oro, pero bueno, creo que es una medalla de plata, es un gran éxito para España después de todo el trabajo que hemos hecho todos estos años. She would like to say that she's just happy, but she can't help but feel a little bit disappointed to have lost this final. We all wanted the gold, but still we believe this is a huge success. It reflects on all the years that we have worked to get here.
A huge success indeed. You have helped change the sport of ultimate, quite frankly, with this team and the style that you're playing on the beach.
Que realmente ha sido bueno, pues una victoria y que hemos ayudado a formar, ¿no?, el Ultimate y con este estilo que tenemos en playa.
What's next?
Sí, bueno,
What's next?
Francia es un equipo muy difícil, lo han demostrado durante todo el torneo. Nosotros hemos intentado mantener nuestro estilo de juego, ser fieles a cómo juega España en playa y bueno, a veces sale bien y a veces hay equipos que como ya nos conocen pues no saben plantar cara y eso es un poco lo que ha pasado, ¿no? Francia nos conoce mucho, ha sabido cómo parar nuestro juego y esperamos volver a jugar contra ellos en otro evento y poder plantarles un poco más de cara. France brought a huge team. We tried to stay in our game, to keep doing what we know how to do, but they just did it better. They won, and hopefully next for us will be another great game against them, and hopefully with a different ending for us.
Thank you so much. We're going to let you go back to your team, but thank you so much for the show that you put on for us and spreading the Spanish style of ultimate and sharing it with the rest of the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
Spain disappointed, but France elated as they had made that late surge through the field.
We saw what was an improbable start for a French team that had been so calm and collected with the disc. A few errors early on, down 3-0 to go on a storming run through the end of the first half into the second half. They scored 5 goals in a row, and a huge part of that break momentum was the suffocating defense from Stangenek.
Ils ont dit que, en gros, eux, ils avaient fait un super départ et qu'ensuite, nous, on avait réussi à revenir, genre vraiment de manière unexpected, genre en mode c'était inattendu, grâce à une de tes extraordinaires défenses.
Layout.
Je pense que c'est vraiment...
Un layout, vas-y.
Je pense que c'est vraiment une défense collective avant tout. On les a fatigués. Jusqu'à que ça tombe. J'ai pas vraiment fait la défense et je pense que c'est une défense vraiment très collective. On les a accusés au maximum et leurs 10 ont commencé à tomber au fur et à mesure de notre pression qui a été très forte sur tout le match. Donc je suis très fier premièrement de mes coéquipiers en défense parce que vraiment on a été le chercher. Et merci à l'attaque qui a eu un début très compliqué et qui s'est ressaisi et qui a tout scoré à la fin. Ça fait vraiment plaisir. Et merci à tous les Français qui regardent chez eux le match. Vraiment, gros love. Merci de nous regarder, ça fait très plaisir les encouragements depuis le début de la semaine jusqu'à aujourd'hui.
So Leo said that he felt like it wasn't his defense, but it was like collective defense that was putting pressure all over like the game, that was keeping like them tight and like always pushing, and that's why he could make the layout D, and like we could start to make some points. He also congrats the offense that had a hard start, but after like find the flow and make the point when needed. And he said also thank you to all our friends who are watching in France, all our friends, our family, and he said that we love you, and we are hope that we are proud of us.
Well, we don't want to keep you too long here. Please go celebrate with your team. The medal ceremony is starting behind you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The French players are all love as we get a scene from what it's like here in Huntington Beach, California, also known as Surf City, USA. Chris, having seen this gold medal game, I feel like I'm just letting it sink in, letting the atmosphere of beach world, the ultimate championships of beach happen. What has been your takeaway from this mixed division?
Such a good question, Katie. We are seeing the sport of ultimate evolve. The game is genuinely different on sand. It's thrilling. It creates different types of electric highlights all over the field. And we've seen a different wave of strategic ideas that really are only possible here on the beach. Yes, you could try it on the grass, but the things that we got to see this week from the mixed division was truly special and hopefully a stepping stone for many years to come watching Ultimate on the beach.
Yeah, it was France all the way, losing in pool play, but winning the championship, leaning into their experience and highlighting their youth. It has been a truly special performance from them and Bonnet. Exciting to see more from them and more coming up at the World Beach Ultimate Championships. The next final in the mixed division will go, or in the women's division will go out after this win in the mixed division for France. I am Katie Killebrew with Chris Mazur and the entire team at Ulti World. Stay tuned for more.